Hi guys, welcome to our Thursday call. I'm going to take a photo, but not yet because I know some people pop on. So before Brad chats, I'm gonna go do a group photo. So somebody remind me if I forget. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because it's Thursday, it's payday, it's recognition day. So we've got some cool things to talk about today. So top 5 coaches of the week was Heather, Rachel, Michael, Melissa, and Kayla. And what's really cool is that Heather, Rachel, and Melissa did this while they're living their best life on the cruise ship that they earned for them and their hubbies. So super cool. And Michael and Kayla are absolutely killing their business this month. Super exciting. I haven't posted this yet. I'm going to post this either tonight or tomorrow. So our new April schedule is up, but something I just want to bring to your attention since the month is about to be over is Saturday, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we're having a coffee chat for any coaches that are Emerald and above. So feel free to hop on there. We're going to brainstorm. We always try to do something 1 month or 1 week. It was, social media. 1 week it was focusing on belief and things like that. So that's a really great resource for anybody that is Emerald and above. And then 8:30 p.m. this Sunday Eastern is a push to Emerald. So anybody that's coach rank pushing for their first promotion, hop on. And that's where my Emeralds host that, or my Emeralds pushing for Diamond host those calls. And then this is really important to note, 8 p.m. Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I have a new coach call, which is essentially, we have that push to Emerald for new coach calls, but this is essentially kind of the basics so that you don't feel like you're constantly repeating yourself repeatedly. So get any new coach that signed in March here Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then you guys know the drill. Our challenge group usually starts the 3rd week of the month, but if you guys do a different one, and then the sneak peek to coaching is always that Wednesday through Friday on the third month or the 3rd week. And because I do it this way, we do it this way. The first 2 weeks is, like you can see, the week of focus is invite challengers, and then weeks 3 and 4 is coaching. So right now I'm heavily focusing on coaching. I'm private messaging and doing a ton of that and stories and things like that. So the rest of this month is your push to Success Club, whatever you need to do. But my posts itself are focusing a lot on coaching. And then I posted this in the team page. I don't want to go over. I'm not going to list everybody because I did put this in the team page, but you guys are killing it this month. I'm so proud of you. Seriously, this board is just growing. I love it. And our top recruiter is Kaylee, who's a month into the biz. It's her 30-day today, and she hit Emerald today, and she qualified for Success Club, so she's in her month 1 of Success Starter. So all kinds of really cool things are happening. So this was in our team page. You can go take a look. But I love how small these names are getting. Angie was like, "I'm so old. I love that the board is growing, but I can't read it." And then we had 2 coaches. One from my team. I'm gonna mute everybody. So hold on 1 second. I can't focus when I hear people. So just unmute yourself if anybody needs to ask any questions or anything. So Kaylee, like I said, hit Emerald, and then one of Heather's coaches, and I apologize because I have not even heard your name pronounced yet. I'm gonna go with Bruchette. I'm sure I messed that up. I apologize, but yay for Emerald Day for you guys. So and then Brad is going to talk to you. We're going to take our photo before I let him take the reins, but he's going to talk to you about his Appreciation Academy. And can you guys post in the chat if you already have it? Because we had Brad on a call that we hopped on. We joined with Jamie and Nikki Johnson, and a bunch of us signed up back in October, I believe. And I know a good bit of us got in on it and were able to get a significant discount because a ton of us signed up. And so in the chat, I'd love for you guys to kind of talk about what you love about the Appreciation Academy, that you've been going through it. I know Liz always speaks so highly of it. So he's going to be talking to us about mindset and belief. And he's just seriously just such an inspiring human, and love hearing his story. But also this is something that will be available to you if you do decide. And obviously personal development is a part of us. Like I just said, investing back into yourself. So you'll hear the call, you'll see if it's for you. I have it as well. I love it. I'm just so thankful for this personal development that just really fills your cup. So if you have it and you've been going through it, feel free to share in the chat so that others can see it as well. But we are just honored to have you here tonight, Brad. So let me stop this share. How many do we have? 16. Okay, so Tori and Ashley and Angie, I guess you are there. I just can't see you. If you want to show your faces, we're going to take a quick photo and then I'll share it in our team page so you can use on your stories. So obviously, we talk up team call night. We talk up our tribe. Shh. I'm doing a call, baby. Not a video. Hold on. Normal. Okay. All right. Ashley's not showing up. Okay. But here we go. Everybody, let me try to get every. Oh, you decided to. Wait.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out my video.
You can do it.
It's my settings.
When you take it off, it's just black. It was like for a second. All right. And Heather.
You can take it.
Oh, I was like, how's Heather hopping on from the cruise ship? It's Jody. Okay, we can take it. All right. Ready? 1, 2, yay. Okay. It was a big production just for a photo. I apologize. All right. So Brad, I will let you take it away and I'm going to mute myself because I have a crazy toddler over here. So we are pretty heavy in the chat while we are going through and chatting. So if you see it blowing up, it's usually people just kind of conversing about something you said. You can check it after if you're a squirrel, but don't be surprised if you see that. So take it away and we're so excited to have you.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me? Is that coming through? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for having me tonight. It's a privilege and an honor to be here and present to your team. And just like April was saying, I did some calls for Jamie and Nikki in the past, like over the last few months. I think I spoke for you guys back in October or something like that. And I want to talk about something similar tonight because it's been 6 months since then. And that's the mindset piece of your business is typically one of the biggest things getting in the way of you achieving the success that you want. So we're going to talk about mindset in a different way tonight. In a way where like when things are going not in the way that you want, we're going to show you how to change your mindset so they start to go in the way that you want. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when like things aren't going well and you're kind of down and depressed and pissed off, you like already know, you like want to stay pissed off, right? Have you ever noticed that? Like when you're pissed off, you want to stay pissed off, or when you're depressed, you want to stay depressed. We're going to talk about how to break through that when you don't want to. So before we start, silence the phones, turn off, Instagram stories, whatever you got to do. And Liz, thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment. That's amazing. Put the kids in a closet, whatever you have to do, just be present here tonight. And I promise it'll be worth your time because I will not betray your trust. This time is something you can't get back. So I promise it is going to be loaded with value. And let's start with some participation. What is a massive goal that you have for 2019 in your Beachbody business? What's a really big goal that you have? And as you look at that goal, there's something really cool about that goal. There's a way to do it. There's a way to make it happen, right? There's a recipe, just like baking a cake. Like if you want to get to 5-star diamond or diamond or whatever the next goal is, there have been people that have gone before you that have accomplished that and succeeded at it, so you can role model their behaviors to get similar results. We know that. We know the recipe. But something you might miss is that the way that you go about using your ingredients in that recipe is what matters. So what does that mean? That means that you could set a really big goal, but if your mindset's off, you're not going to realize that it was a goal set out of fear instead of a goal based off of who you want to become. You could invite a ton of people to your challenge groups, but if your mindset is off, you're actually going to repel people. You could have the best training for your team in the world, but if your mindset's off, you're going to be wondering, why isn't my team doing anything? Or you could see other people going on the cruise, and if your mindset's off, you're going to get jealous instead of inspired. So what goes on in your mind, your self-talk, your mindset is by far and above the most important piece out of all of this. And you've heard that before. But instead of just knowing that, you're going to learn tonight how to apply it when you don't want to. So where does negative self-talk come from? Where do these limiting beliefs in your life come from? I'm going to share with you a couple of quick stories about my life, and then I'm going to show you how I turn those beliefs from something disempowering into something really empowering for my life and my future. So as I go through this, you might not be able to relate at all to the stories I'm going to share with you, and that's okay. But as I go through, try to see what your limiting beliefs are and where you think they came from. So growing up, I had an emotional roller coaster of a childhood, and it gave me some really screwed up beliefs about how life is. And I'm curious, how many of you, type yes if you can relate to the topic of money stress, whether past or present, money stress at any point in your life. So totally can relate to that. I remember growing up, my parents would fight about money every day. And that's not hyperbole for this conversation. It was every day. There was a screaming match about why they overdrafted the bank account or all these things, swear words being thrown left and right all the time. And I remember this one time, I was like 10 years old, and they were fighting again about why the bank account was overdrawn. And swear words again, left and right all the time. And I remember going up to my mom and being like, Mom, why do you guys always have to fight about stupid money? And in that moment, just like in a normal way that she typically talked in those stress times, she said, shut the fuck up, go to your room. I don't need you around me right now, right? That wasn't the bad part. What was scary was that my dad comes over with a soap dispenser and starts pouring soap on my mom's head and on her neck and down her back. And I just remember being like, did money cause this? Right? Like, and I was terrified. As a kid, that's terrifying. There was nothing like physically traumatic in my childhood, but I just remember being totally afraid of the topic of money because whenever it came up, it seemed like someone was about to get punched in the face. And that never happened, but I feared having it. And then I watched my dad work 100-hour weeks and barely get by. And so I always believed that money was bad and it's something that you struggle your whole life just to barely get by with. And you pair that with their eventual divorce because of money as one of the main topics and all these things. I just believed that money was bad. I believed it made you a bad person. I believed that it tore relationships apart. It's one of the main reasons it took me so long to propose to my wife. I was afraid that if we got married and we changed our financial lives, it could rip us apart. Deep down, that's what was going on. And so my reason for bringing that up is you can imagine when I started my Beachbody business, for those of you guys that don't know, I was a Beachbody coach for 5 years. Built a 5-star business, absolutely love everything about Beachbody. It led me to what I know I'm meant to do with my life, and that's the only reason I'm not doing it now. But you can imagine if those are my limiting beliefs, when I started my business 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, and I want the big dreams, the big goals, you want the Lexus to show up in your driveway, right? You want to earn the $1 Million Club title. You want all these things. And I wanted it so bad, but money is bad. Do you see the disconnect? Do you see how that might slow you down in a way, especially when you're going after a big goal, right? So I had to learn how to overcome that. And on top of the money, I had a really tough relationship with my mom. And type yes if you can relate to a turbulent relationship with a family member, past or present, in any way, shape, or form. And I love my mom, love her, very good person deep down. I've forgiven her for the pain of my past. I've forgiven her for the pain of my childhood. And it took a while to get there because I was angry and I was sad. And that's a whole other call. Jamie has it in her call recordings. I literally just did it a couple weeks ago about how to use the pain of your past to create greatness. Go back and listen to that. In fact, I'll teach you in much more detail than that in Appreciation Academy how to do that. But my point in all of this is that I had a really tough relationship with her. And whenever I would get home from school, you know how, if you have a tough relationship with a parent or a family member, even if there are good times, it's overshadowed by the bad. And you don't even really remember the good. It's almost like it's this muscle that contracted and you can't let go and you don't know why. It's like if you ever get a leg cramp and you just feel like it's holding on tight. It's like that in your life with your emotions. And so whenever I would get home from school, I never knew which version of mom I was going to get. Sure, there were some times when it was, hey, sweetie, how's your day going? Right? And that was just what went on. And it was great. But it didn't last very long. Then there were other times where it was like, why are you talking to me? Then there were times where it was like, get away from me. I don't need your opinion right now. I didn't know when love was going to be used as a weapon against me. And so as a little kid who desperately craves love from their mom, I remember thinking why doesn't she love me? What did I do wrong? Why am I not enough for her? And I went through my entire life believing that I was not enough until I learned how to change it. And so it changed how everything I would do. I craved validation so much. And I didn't have an ounce of confidence because I couldn't be myself unless people liked me. So you can imagine when I started building my business, I wanted to serve a ton of people. I wanted to help the world, but I'm not enough. Do you see how that might stop me in some way and hold me back? And so the reason I tell you these stories is because it screws with how you live your life, right? You change who you are based on these limiting beliefs that hold you back. And you might have a totally different story, but where can you relate? What limiting belief or beliefs do you have now that you haven't forgiven or changed the meaning of yet from something that happened years ago. Because when you're little, you are incredibly impressionable. It's in those times in your life where your beliefs about yourself and your abilities start to take shape. So when I started my Beachbody business 6-7 years ago, it didn't matter how many people I invited. It didn't matter. It didn't matter how many social media posts I put up. It didn't matter how many team calls I created for my team or how much content I put out there or anything I did. I always just felt stuck. How many of you feel stuck in some way in your business or any part of your life? Like, this is life coaching, guys. This isn't just Beachbody. You're going to learn something tonight that will break through all other parts of your life, not just your business. But if you just feel stuck in some way, it's because of these beliefs that you haven't learned how to reverse. And so I had to figure out how to fix it. And I went on this journey of changing my life and investing money that I did not have, tens of thousands of dollars that I did not have, into seminars and books and coaches and all these things that teach me how to grow, that would teach me how to break through these things, and hundreds of hours and all this. And I learned how. I learned what was getting in my way. I learned what was holding me back. And it was so much simpler than I ever thought. I always tell my clients that success is really, really simple. Failure is what's complicated. When you're all up in your head about all these things that are going on, it seems like this impossible thing to solve. But what you typically find is that to get to a point of success, it's actually incredibly simple. So I went on this journey of overcoming it, and I can't teach you how to do all of it in a 1-hour talk, but it led me to the creation of my course that I'll talk to you guys about at the end. That program is how I changed my whole life. So you're probably in a spot right now where I was, where all the overwhelming amount of negative self-talk and the lack of belief and the secret obstacles that I didn't even realize were going on up here, they stopped me in my tracks. So if you follow these 3 tips really closely and you work really hard on them, you're going to learn 3 of the major steps that I took to exploding my entire life. So number 1, put this in your notes: your thoughts are always the reason. Life is made up of 2 things. It's made up of events and the meaning you give to each event. And whatever meaning you give to each event completely changes the actions that you'll take to get to a new result. Right? So your thoughts are always the reason. The first thing you can do is change the way you think. And you've heard that before a million times. How many of you, raise your hand if you heard the cliche, change your thinking, change your life? Raise your hand if you heard that. How the heck do you do that? Like, how do you change your thinking? I'm going to teach you how on this call. So we need to rewire the way we naturally think. And so you start to tell yourself these stories, right? 2 examples in my life where money is bad and I'm not enough. And whatever you say to yourself consistently, you tend to believe. So if you say things like money is bad, building a team is hard, it's so much easier for April, I'm not enough. Like, if you say it enough times, you start to believe it. Have you ever been, for example, at a party with your friends over the years, and to sound cooler than you actually are, you exaggerate the details of a story just so more people laugh or pay attention to what you're saying? Do you know what I'm talking about, or am I crazy? I used to do that all the time. And frankly, I still do it sometimes, right? It's just kind of fun. But what happens is you get reinforcement for telling that fake story. So the next time you go back to that party, you share that story with more conviction. Then you do it again, and then you do it again. And then you find yourself 5 years into the future going back to a hangout with your friends, and you don't even know what part of the story is BS or not. And then you go, wait, is that actually true? You don't even know because you've said it so many times. Do you know what I'm talking about, or am I crazy? The same thing happens with negative self-talk, only instead of it being a fun party topic, it will sabotage your business and your life. And you go through your life believing these BS stories. It creates inner conflict. It changes the way you lead your life and your business. It feels like everything is forced. You feel stuck. And even if you keep hitting Success Club, you still feel like you're stagnant. Or every time you try to push for Success Club, you still feel like you're stagnant and you don't know why. And to change this, we need to change our beliefs. So first of all, let's over-understand the entire concept of why this is so important. You need to believe that you're enough before the evidence of your business will ever say that you're enough. It's so important that you understand that. You need to believe that you're enough before the evidence of your business says that you're enough. You need to believe that you're an amazing leader before you're going to have a great downline. And that's really tough to do when the evidence of your life is saying that you're stuck, right? Like, it's hard to do that. So you can change these beliefs by changing your questions. Write this down in your notes. Better questions will change your entire life. Better questions eliminate negative self-talk. Better questions will explode your business. Have you ever faced a point where you really want a goal to come true, but it's like the second you set that goal, you already know you can't do it? You know what I'm talking about? Like you do a vision board or a goal setting workshop and you're writing all the things down that you desperately want in your life, and it would change everything. It would just be so freaking amazing. It would change your entire world. But there's that little voice back here that goes, you're never gonna do that, right? Like it already knows that you're gonna fail. And even when you read positive thinking self-help books, it doesn't change the fact that you have that voice that says you're not enough, whispering doubt and insignificance into your subconscious mind going, why do you think you're going to be successful? You're never going to do that. You put debt-free by the end of 2019 and your brain goes, no way, right? So why is that? I'm going to give you an example to help you see this in a different way in just a second. But when you ask yourself really bad questions, you get really bad answers. If you ask yourself great questions, you get really great answers. What would be some examples of those? Some examples might be, a bad question would be, why is it so much easier for my upline? Why don't I know enough people? Why am I so fat? Why am I not enough? Whatever it is, if you say that crap enough times, you believe it, right? And a great question would be, why am I worthy of greatness? Why can I do this? Why am I more than enough? See, the mistake I made is I thought I just had to keep hitting Success Club. And here's the thing, yes, you do. That's your benchmark of your business. You got to hit Success Club. That's how you get to the next level. But there comes a point when you're working so hard and nothing's happening. So what's this example I'm telling you about? To prove to you what I mean, if you've done this before, don't cheat. Actually try this. Look around the room that you're in right now and count the number of things that you can find that are red. Ready to go. Count the things that are red. Look for red, count them. Look for red. Everyone keep counting, look around the room. Look for red, count the things that are red. Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Keep looking for red. Count the things that are red. Look for red. Look for red, look for red, look for red, look for red. Keep counting, keep counting. Hold up your hands. How many things did you find that were red? 10, 9, 8, 5, 10, 20. April doesn't like red. 4, 4, 1. Awesome, cool, that's great, guys. But question, how many things did you find that were blue? No idea. You didn't notice any when you were looking for red, did you? Right? But check this out. Look around the room right now for everything you can find that's blue. Ready, go. Look for blue. Count the things that are blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. This is going to blow your mind. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Look for blue, 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 look for blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Hold up your hands. How many more things did you find that were blue? Holy cow, a ton, right? And how many of you even saw green and pretended it was blue just so you would feel successful at this exercise? So what is this, right? Like, what does this mean? When you focus on one thing, you don't notice the other. There's a piece of your brain called the reticular activating system. Its job is to fizzle out all the crap that you're not looking for, right? So if you look for red, you don't even notice blue. If you look for blue, you won't even notice red. This plays such a huge role in your success because when you focus on what you don't want, those are the seeds of doubt and skepticism and pain. Those examples would be, why can't I do this? Why is it so hard for me? Why is my life harder? How come no one understands me? All this negative crap, that's focusing on red, what you don't want. And those thoughts will grow in your mind like weeds. Have you ever noticed that if you don't flood your mind with positivity, it like automatically finds negativity? Have you ever noticed that? So why is that? Well, Jim Rohn has a quote that says, stand guard at the gates of your mind or weeds will grow automatically. What does that mean? That means that unless you program your mind with blue, you will automatically find red. Why is that? Because your brain doesn't give a shit if you're happy or not. It doesn't care. Your brain's job is not to make you happy. Your brain's primary function is to make sure you survive. So at any moment in time, it is looking for what to protect you from. So if you think about a big goal or a big dream, and you've ever wondered why you sabotage yourself, your brain is going, whoa, 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 don't go after that. That could mean rejection. That could mean failure. That could mean people laughing at you. So your brain's trying to protect you from pain. So if you're ever mean to yourself, it's literally just your brain doing its job. It's a survival mechanism. 2 million years ago, you weren't worried about sending an invite on Facebook. You were worried about the tiger hiding in the bushes that was going to eat your kid. You were worried about the ice age or whatever it was. I'm not good with the whole times and all that, but you get the point. It was a survival mechanism, right? It was a primal fear, and it was real. We don't have those same fears anymore. We worry about sending invites and posting on Facebook. So unless you program your mind with what you want, it automatically finds what you don't. So try this. Ask yourself right now, why is it so hard to build my business? Just ask yourself that. Why is it so hard to build my business? Just in your own mind, ask yourself that question. What happens? You start looking for, I don't know enough people. I'm not a great leader. I don't know how I'd be successful. I've never been successful before. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not blonde enough. I'm too fat, whatever it is, right? You say all these things and you notice you look for an answer, right? How motivated do you feel when you ask yourself that disempowering question? Not motivated at all. And even when you read happy personal growth books, it doesn't change the fact that you have that voice that says you're not enough. I shared a couple stories a minute ago about where are my two biggest limiting questions. Why is money so hard to make? And why am I not enough? Like I showed you where those came from, and there's many more of them. But what are yours? Is it, why isn't my team doing anything? Is it, why am I stuck? Is it, why can't I get it right? Is it, why don't people want to join me? Is it, why is it so hard to lose weight? Why am I so broke? Why don't I catch a break? Why is it so much easier for other people? Will I always be this stuck? Those are disempowering questions, whatever your version of them are. And it doesn't feel very good to ask that. It leads to a lot of pain, a lot of procrastination. And there you are, frustrated with the results you're getting in life. And no matter how much someone tells you they believe in you, it doesn't change the fact that you have that voice in your mind that says you can't do this. You know what I'm talking about, or am I crazy? So how do we get through this? Well, when you set a goal, your dominant beliefs determine if that goal comes true. And one of the main reasons why you're not at your goals right now is because, frankly, most of you don't believe you can get there. That's why. You don't believe you can get to your goals. And that's okay. I teach my clients how to do that. But if you're not there yet, that's okay, because that can be changed. So goal setting is nothing more than the process of trying to create a new reality as opposed to your current reality. That's all goal setting is. And the gap in the middle between where you are and where you want to be is whether you're looking for red or looking for blue. That's it. And until the language in your mind is blue, why am I enough? Why can I do this? You'll automatically find red. And just like you proved to yourself, when you look for one, you won't even notice the other, right? So you'll dominate your mind with what you don't want, and you'll find yourself stuck, trying so hard but not getting anywhere. I know this because I literally lived it. So let's use the example of, why isn't my team growing? When you ask yourself that, what happens? Try it right now. Why isn't my team growing? Do you notice that your brain actually looks for an answer? It looks, right? Even if you're successful, start to question yourself. That's how insidious negative self-talk is. Your entire life can be changed by asking more empowering questions. Your brain is a Google search engine. It will answer whatever you type into that search bar. But if you don't type in something blue, it will automatically type in something red. And when you look for one, you can't find the other. So what if you intentionally reverse it? If you're gonna get an answer to whatever you type in, you might as well ask it an empowering question that will lead you to a better life. When you say, why is it so hard to build my team? Your brain finds all the reasons why it's so hard to build your business, so that's what you focus on. So when you sit down to work, you're literally looking for why you're not capable, so you don't send invites. You scroll Facebook and wonder why more people aren't coming to you when they come to your upline, right? You wonder what's going on. You don't support and serve your clients. You check in with them and force them to act and wonder why they're not growing. And so like it's not fair, right? You feel forced. Everything feels forced. And what's crazy is that there's amazing people and opportunities and blue that stumble across your life every freaking day. But because your software is running on why is it so freaking hard, you won't even notice it, right? When you look for one, you can't find the other. You won't even notice that mom that's standing next to you in the grocery store checkout line that has high blood pressure. You won't even notice her, and you could literally save her life with Shakeology. You won't even say it. Or you won't even notice that mom or dad that lives next door that has no idea how they're going to pay for their kids' college education, and you have their freedom trapped in your mouth right now. You won't even notice them because you're looking for red. It becomes so easy when you reprogram your mind for what you want. So try this. Why is it so easy to build my business? Or why is it so easy to get to diamond? What happens when you say, why is it so easy to get to diamond this month or in April? What happens when you say that? You go, oh, it's only 8 people. That's fine. I'll figure it out. It becomes easy. You look for the solution. Because you're no longer looking for red, you program your mind with blue. And when you look for that answer, you tend to find it, right? So you look for the sacrifices you can make, the people you could reach out to build your business. Can you imagine how much your life would change if you plugged your mind with blue every freaking day for the next year? Like, how would everything change? Not just your business, your bank account, your marriage, everything would change. So, and here's the key. You don't even need to know the answer. You don't even need to know the answer to your blue question. You just need to live in an empowering question that leads you to what you want. Because when you know what you want and why you want it, the how will reveal itself. You do not need to know how. You will figure out how. Every problem you face is literally just a question you haven't asked yourself yet, an empowering one that you haven't asked yourself yet. So for your life and your business, your homework coming out of this call in 30 minutes from now, you're going to write out all the disempowering questions that you ask yourself on a regular basis. Why am I so stuck? Why can't I do this? Why am I so fat? Why does my husband always annoy me? Whatever it is, write them all down for every part of your life. There's going to be a list of 20, 30, whatever it is. You're going to flip them on their head. You're going to turn it into, why is it so easy to blank? Why am I so wealthy? Why is my business booming? Why is it so easy to lead my team? Why am I a great leader? You're going to turn it into the empowering alternative of the painful question. There are 2 questions that changed my entire world. You want to know what they are? Number 1, I still ask myself this every day. Number 1, why am I so kind to myself today? Why am I so kind to myself today? Wouldn't it be nicer to be nicer to yourself? Like, wouldn't life be a little bit better? It's so incredible. Why am I so kind to myself today? And number 2, why am I worthy of living an amazing life? Talk about an empowering question, right? Guys, life gets 100% easier if you are 1% nicer to yourself. 100% easier. And what you're going to do is you're going to flood your mind with these blue questions. My wife probably thought I was freaking crazy because I recorded my questions, and I literally listened to them while I slept at night. Like overnight, I listened to them while I was walking the dog. I listened to them while I was doing the dishes in the shower. I literally programmed my mind with blue so my brain didn't have a fighting chance to find red. Does that make sense? Because when you look for one, you can't find the other. So I wasn't even going to give my brain a chance to look for why I couldn't do it. And guess what happened? My life radically changed very, very quickly. You're reprogramming your mind, guys. Your life will change if you do this. It's not just a matter of if it will. It will. It is a guarantee if you do this. So make yourself the promise that tonight you're going to do this. When you hop off this call, it will change everything for you if you do it consistently. Is this one mindset strategy helpful? Think you can use it in your life and your business? Awesome. I have 2 more for you guys. Number 2, write this down. Your problem is not the problem. How you face your problem is the problem. Your problem is not the problem. How you face your problem is the problem. So, I just spilled all over myself. Holding my chin. What does that mean? Well, have you ever faced a point? Raise your hand if this is you. Some of you guys are raising your hand before I even say it. Right? Raise your hand if this is you. Have you ever found that when you push really hard for a goal, it evades you? Like it's like, haha, you're not gonna get me, right? It's like, it's flirting with you a little bit, right? It's like you get 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You work really hard in your business one day, then you screw up for 5 days. You lose 5 pounds, gain 7. Or maybe that's you, or person 2, option 2 here is you achieve all types of success and you're still kind of miserable. You get to that 5-star rank and it feels empty and hollow inside. Why do these things happen? Ever wonder? Like, why do human beings think this way? It's because you are emotionally attached to your goal. It's making the critical mistake of believing that your business will bring you happiness. It's not true. Your happiness will bring you business. Everything changes when you reverse it. When you are so emotionally attached to your goals coming true, you push that goal away. Now, don't take that to mean that you shouldn't be excited or passionate or happy about your goals. You absolutely should. What I mean is, when your happiness is dependent on a goal, you're pushing it away. So it's because it's a must, and then you'll feel fulfilled. When you think this way and you come up short, which by the way happens sometimes, when you think that way and you come up short, how do you feel? Horrible, right? Self-worth takes a little bit of a hit. Compounding negative self-talk. And April, that's the entire point of this topic I'm going through. Exactly. You nailed it. Like, all those stories will build in your head when you miss a goal, saying you're not good enough, and you start to believe it. When you try to build a business that way, isn't it incredibly intense and overwhelming and stressful to try to do that? It feels impossible. It feels defeating because you have no idea how to do it. So you accept it and you get overwhelmed and you stay stuck. When you can literally just see your challenges as an objective question that you're on a mission to solve, instead of seeing your challenges as being responsible for your happiness, the challenges get easier. And huge important note here, and I kind of said it already, but this is the overarching focus of what I teach in Appreciation Academy. Business and success do not cause happiness. Happiness causes success. Now, if you're already happy, sure, business success will add a little bit more to that, but it won't happen unless you're already happy. A lot of you are saying, I need the goal to happen first and then I can be happy. But if you notice that that doesn't work, why don't we let that go tonight? Let's let that go. It's one of the main reasons I stayed stuck. Happiness and appreciation for the journey and the challenge is how you overcome the challenge. Because when you view where you are right now as wrong, you're actually pushing away the lesson that will get you to your freedom. You're pushing it away. It is not wrong to be where you are. How many of you have ever said, I should be at Diamond by now? I should be at Success Club right now. How many of you should all over yourself on a regular basis? It doesn't feel very good, does it? When you can trade those expectations for appreciations, your life changes in a single second. That's a Tony Robbins quote. And it's so important to understand that. Seeing the challenge is a beautiful thing and viewing where you are right now, not as wrong, but exactly right, then all of a sudden you start to learn how to get there. And it becomes so freeing, so incredibly freeing. So seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. What does that mean? That means when you can love where you are at right now, all of a sudden more good floods into your life. Have you ever heard the term abundance get thrown around in my industry? What does abundance mean? Abundance means you love every part of your life right now as it is. You already have more than enough, and you're so excited about what you're going to create next. That's abundance. You believe it's possible for you. What's scarcity? I don't have enough right now, and I'm afraid I'll never get to where I want to be. That's scarcity. And when you have one, can't have the other, red and blue, right? So seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. Step into the common sense corner for a second. If you're God, universe, whatever you believe in, I don't ask you to believe anything particular, whatever you believe is fine, but if you're God, the universe, whatever you believe in, you're looking at your creation, right? Just play ball with me here. And you got person A and person B. Person A is that person that looks for red. They go, this is so hard for me. My business should be further along right now. I'm not Diamond yet. Everyone else is on the freaking cruise and I'm stuck here. All this stuff, right? You say all these things in your mind that are negative on a regular basis. It's raining outside. That means that traffic's going to be bad today, or other people just don't understand me, or whatever it is, right? That the red person, you know who that is, right? And then there's person B, person that focuses on blue. Like the person that has 100 pounds to lose, but's excited that they're going to do it. The person that has no idea how they're going to build their business, but they're so excited about getting to elite this year. The person that's just going, you know what, I'm so excited to learn the leadership skills and how to grow. And you know what, like I'm going through a divorce right now, but it's brought me so much closer to my kids. It's such a beautiful gift, right? Or that person that goes, oh my gosh, in the summertime, there's like these little bees that fly around. And they're like 1/100th of my size. And if you get too close, they sting you. It's incredible. They have so much courage. And like, I'm making crap up, right? But you get the point. Person A and person B. If you're God, the universe, whatever you believe in, are you going to give more to the person that's complaining about having less? Or are you going to give more to the person that loves everything they already have, including the challenges? Seeing your current good is how you increase the good. If you view where you are right now as wrong, you're never going to get there. You will always be stuck, and it's not fun to live that way. And what's so awesome about this one skill is it means you don't have to work nearly as hard for exponentially better results. Because instead of slamming down that gas pedal, just desperate to get to your destination, and you're screeching your tires, you're death gripping the steering wheel, smoke's going everywhere, you're slamming down the gas, you got all these other cars flying by you on the highway to success, getting there so much faster than you. You look and you go, why am I not there yet? But you realize the only thing that's been wrong this entire time is just that your emergency brake is on. That's it. That's it. Your emergency brake is on. So to go further faster, you don't need to death grip the steering wheel and push down harder. You just need to release the brake by seeing where you are right now as wonderful. Most people try to climb this big mountain of success saying, I'll be happy when I get to that place. Put your dream on top of a mountain for a second. The problem with that is the same thing as trying to climb a mountain with a blindfold on. Because when you're doing it, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of valleys and peaks and all these things getting you to the top, and a lot of detours, and your legs are going to be burning. You're probably going to need energized to get up that thing, right? And here's the thing, if your blindfold's on, you're going to trip, you're going to fall, you're going to break an ankle, you're going to lose the trail. And even if you happen to get to the top with that blindfold on, you're not going to see any of the beauty, are you? You're not going to see any of it because you're too focused on what's next. This is hollow success. This is when you get to diamond and go, now what? This is when you get to elite and go, now what? That's it, right? It's not fun to live that way. So what if you take that blindfold off and you just appreciate all the beauty around you as you go? What if you appreciate the ups and the downs, the valleys and the peaks? What if you take water breaks when you need to? What if you appreciate the scenery of that climb and you enjoy the journey of getting to the top? When you do that, all of a sudden, every part of that hike becomes beautiful. And it's more fun to get there and it's easier to get to. When you're in a state of, I need to get to the top and then I can be happy, how does it come off in everything that you do? How does it come off in your social media posts? How does it come off in your leadership? Can you say desperate? And that's why people don't join you. It's because you're desperate. It's because you need it to happen and then you can be happy. No. If you can learn to be happy, then they'll want to join you because they'll feel your energy. And on top of that, how does it affect your husband or wife, right? And most people try to build a business this way. It does not work. So what if you let it go? What if you decide tonight to chill and be okay and happy either way? And what if you take that blindfold off and decide to do it and become committed to that mountaintop, committed to getting there, super pumped about it, and committed to loving the climb? What if you do this for the experience of hiking and not just the summit? What if you do this for the growth and the person you're becoming instead of the outcome? All of a sudden, if that is your intention, even if a coach quits, a return order, you drop in rank, seems like you're going down away from that mountaintop, but because your objective is growth and the person you're becoming, every part of that downhill becomes really, really awesome because you learn something instead of hate something. You don't stop on the trail and go, why am I here? I should be elsewhere. You just keep following the trail of life that gets you to the top. It becomes so much easier to build success this way. So much easier. It feels like you're taking a massive step back and it's hard to do, just like Liz said, but it's taking a massive leap forward. So what if you do this for the growth and the person you're becoming from now on? What if every vital behavior was you practicing to become a better person instead of determining your success and having this death grip on it, right? In your business, it becomes easier to live that way. You know that feeling in your heart where like everything feels forced and you just feel stuck? What if that went away like right now, like forever? How would everything change if that was a choice you made right now? Living this way makes success so much easier. So I can't get into the whole system to do that, how to do that on a 1-hour call. That's what my program is for. But I can give you one final tip that makes it so much easier. You guys got time for one more? I might go like 5-7 minutes over if that's okay, just so you guys know and can plan your schedules accordingly. So I call this the secret sauce. And you might know it as genuine gratitude. And here's what I'm going to ask you guys. For this next 20 minutes, I see some of you guys like texting and stuff like that. Be present here for this next 20 minutes because it can change everything in your entire life if you are present here for these next 20 minutes. It is so freaking powerful, okay? So it's called the secret sauce, otherwise known as genuine gratitude. Yeah, no problem. You're taking notes on your phone. I'm just telling. Anyways, so gratitude is actually a business tool. Gratitude's a business tool. Do you know that? Gratitude is a success tool. Gratitude is a marriage tool. Gratitude is a parenting tool. And sometimes we just view it as a way to feel good at the beginning of the day. It's actually a tool that will radically change your life. And by gratitude, I mean genuine gratitude. What does that mean? That doesn't mean where you go and complain about things that are going on in your life, focusing on red all day, And then before you go to bed, journal 3 things that you're grateful for in a 5-minute journal. That's not gratitude. That's you trying to feel better about complaining all day, right? And there's nothing wrong with those journals, by the way. Nothing wrong with them. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. If you actually feel the gratitude. If you don't actually feel it, what's the point? It's just another checklist item, right? So we need to make sure we feel it and it becomes genuine. Because write this down. It is impossible to feel pain if you are grateful. Literally impossible. It is impossible to feel any disempowering emotion when you are grateful. Frustration, anger, guilt, resentment, whatever it is, you cannot feel it when you are grateful at the same time. And you're going, wait, yes, you can. I do it all the time. Then you haven't practiced real gratitude. Because pain is coming in your life. It's coming either way. It's guaranteed. Suffering from that pain is optional. It's a choice. And you can break through that with gratitude. Because remember, seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. Solutions come to you so much faster when you're grateful for the life that you already have. You attract amazing things. And so sometimes it takes some perspective. Before I take you through an exercise that's going to help you genuinely feel, real gratitude, I want to help you have some perspective. Think about this for a second. You're watching a video about mindset from anywhere in the world right now, Canada, the UK, US, anywhere, but you probably have a blanket on or a hoodie or on a cozy couch or in a safe house. You can probably take your car to the doctor or your job and take your dog to the vet to get treated for something they need or whatever it is, drive your kids to school. And you can probably afford the groceries you have in your fridge right now, right? And most of you will probably turn on your Apple TV or Roku or whatever it is tonight and watch a movie or Friends or Marie Kondo or whatever the next thing is, right? You're going to watch that stuff tonight. And most of you guys are going to take that for granted. When someone's going to literally kill themselves in the next 40 seconds, just let that sink in for a second. Someone is going to end their own life in the next 40 seconds. Every single 40 seconds. It's insane. When there's a mother out there who is going to watch her baby, her newborn baby, starve to death tonight. When there are people out there injecting needles into their arms to cope with pain. When there are countries that live in communism. When most of the world lives on, 2/3 of the world lives on $900 a year, $2.50 a day. Can you imagine that? If you cannot pay your electric bill, you are rich beyond measure. You could be the bottom 1% in this country and you are in the top 1% of the world. That is perspective. You're so accustomed to miracles happening around you every single day that you don't even view them as miracles anymore. Most of you view miracles as scarce and don't appreciate how literally everything around you was once an idea. This computer or phone you're watching this on was once an idea, which proves, if you think about this team, it was once an idea that April had. It was that would be nice if. That would be really cool if it happened. It would be, I hope that could happen one day, right? Which proves that you can create miracles at any second of any day. We have the tendency to let go of gratitude and make it a rule that we can only be grateful if something happens. And just like we talked about a minute ago, that's setting up to suffer in your life. If you can take away one sentence from this entire talk, one sentence, it's the following sentence. Put this in your notes. It is so powerful. If you live by this, your life will change in an instant. Ready? Nothing has to happen in order for you to be happy. Nothing. And as long as you structure your life in a way where your happiness is dependent on something that you don't control, then you will never be fulfilled. Even if you have success, you could be winning at life and feel like you're losing because the scorecard you're using to measure success only allows you to feel happy if the next thing happens, and achievement without gratitude is total failure. Achievement without gratitude is total failure. This is the billionaire that hates their life, right? It doesn't make sense. You are breathing. You are alive. That should be enough to smile about. And if you're smiling, guess what? Business gets a lot easier really, really quickly. A lot of you have these high expectations. of your spouse, your kids, your team, your volume, your sales. And when your life conditions mean the way life is right now doesn't align with what you think it should be, you feel frustrated, right? You have these rules in your own mind of what needs to happen to feel happy. You gotta let that go. And gratitude is one of the many strategies that I teach to get you to do that, because your view of life literally determines your future. If you condition this into who you are every day, the anxiety, the depression, the overwhelm, the fear, the negative self-talk, it goes away. And you become excited every single day. Can you imagine how easy your business would be if you felt alive every single day? You're literally talking to someone right now that faked their way through optimism, right? I'd be on my couch wanting my life to change. Tell me if this is you. Knowing exactly what I needed to do to change my life. Having all the things, the skills, the tools, the best upline in the world to change my entire life. I had every system, tool, strategy that I needed, but I couldn't get myself to do it. And even when I did it, I was doing it out of fear instead of out of deep passion. And it was I just felt so stuck. And it was like I literally saw my laptop staring at me going, dude, change your entire life. Change it. You have everything you need. But I couldn't get myself to act. And it was like this endless perfection and guilt loop where I needed to do things perfectly. And if I didn't, I got down on myself. And then when I got down on myself, I felt guilty for being down on myself. So I did it perfectly again, and it never worked. And I was just stuck. And I was like in these depressed states. And even worse than that, not if this makes sense, I was pissed off at myself for being in a depressed state. I was pissed off at myself for being less than I could be. I knew I was made for more, but I couldn't freaking get myself to do it. And I just didn't know why. And from practicing what I'll teach you in Appreciation Academy, now I can get out of those states in 3 minutes instead of it being an entire week or month or year. Can you imagine how your life could change if you got out of those disempowering states of mind in 3 minutes instead of a week? How would everything change? Remember how consistency is needed to build a business? Imagine how this could change your life. So how do you do that? Well, I learned from my mentor, Tony Robbins, huge Tony Robbins fan, that you can solve any problem in your life or find direction to learn how to solve that problem in 3 minutes using the skill of gratitude. And I say skill because it can be practiced. So this is something that I learned from him. I do not take credit for this. This is his work, but it's so powerful that I need to share it with you. So for this next 5 minutes, get somewhere where you can allow yourself to feel totally vulnerable, totally emotional. Like you won't have a problem fully expressing emotions if you know that if your husband or kids are around, you're not going to play all out with this, get in a different room. If you know that being on video is going to kind of downplay how you feel, turn your video off right now. Turn your video off and be fully present here. Liz, nice. Yeah, we weren't there yet with vulnerability. Nice. Yeah, allow yourself to be totally vulnerable. And I'm going to take you through an exercise. You don't need to understand this. There's a book that's called, what is it called? Something about the Heart Math Solution by Howard Martin. And it shows how your brain and your heart are connected. And so check that book out. This is something that's been taught in meditation practices around the world. That's what I learned from Tony Robbins. There's so many other ways that this is practiced, but it's about breathing into your heart and finding a connection with it. And it's extremely powerful. So go somewhere where you can allow yourself to feel vulnerable. Let me get a sip of water. I'm going to take you through this. And as you're getting situated, think of something in your life that stresses you out right now on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7 or higher. Think of something right now. And think of that thing that you don't know how to solve. Maybe it's unfinished business. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have. Maybe it's something super stressful like your debt or your business or your spouse or whatever it is. Think of that stressful situation and raise your hand if you have your stressor. If you have your stressor, raise your hand. Okay, cool. Close your eyes. Shake your body out. And sit up nice and tall. And put both of your hands physically on your heart. And keep into the rest of this exercise. And as you breathe, breathe deep into your heart. Actually imagine the air flowing in your heart, back out your mouth. Deep, big, deep breath in through your nose, through your heart, and back out your mouth. Another one, big, deep breath in, through your heart, and back out your mouth. And notice how your breath has already calmed your mind. And keep breathing deep, just like that. The remainder of this exercise, big, deep breath in, through your heart and back out your mouth. And now, as you breathe into your heart, focus on the beauty of it. Focus on the power of it, the strength of your heart, the gift of your heart. Think of what your heart has guided you to do, to be, to give, to share. You didn't have to buy this heart. You didn't have to earn it. Something thought enough of you to give you this amazing gift of life the moment you were born. As long as this thing beats, you live. It's a gift. So just take a second and feel so grateful that this heart beats in your chest, even when you sleep, 100,000 times a day without you having to do anything for it. Take that in and feel so incredibly grateful for this amazing gift of your heart. And feel that, feel the power of it. And as you're breathing in, feeling so incredibly grateful, go back to a memory in your life. What's a moment, a memory? Visualize that memory that you can feel so deeply grateful for. What's that moment for you? What's that memory for you? But instead of seeing that memory from the outside, step back into that moment like you're there. Relive that moment for a second. See what you saw then. Feel what you felt then. Go back and experience that moment all over again, feeling so grateful, so appreciative, so alive, so happy. And as you focus on that beautiful moment, breathe that moment into your heart right now and take it all in, feeling so grateful. And now, go to a second memory. What's another amazing memory? Is it when you had your first baby? Is it when you said, I do? Is it when you found out you were pregnant? What's that beautiful memory for you? Go back into that memory and experience it like you're there. Relive that memory all over again. See what you saw. Hear what you heard. Feel what you felt then right now all over again. Feeling so grateful, and breathe that memory into your heart right now. And take it in, feeling so happy, so appreciative, so alive, and know that you have this feeling within you whenever you want. It's in you right now. And take that in, and now go to a coincidence. What's something that you didn't expect to happen in your life? A moment you didn't expect to happen, but it did. It was placed in front of you. You didn't mean to get pregnant. Now you have an amazing family. You got a message on Facebook. Now you're building your dreams. What's that coincidence for you? Something totally unexpected that you can step back into and think of everything it led to in your life that's beautiful. Take that coincidence into your heart right now, feeling so grateful for everything that led to. Was that actually a coincidence, or were you being guided the entire time? It's so amazing when you realize that life is always happening for you and not to you. Even the problems, they're gifts because they lead to a more elevated version of you. So take that coincidence into your heart right now. Breathe it into your heart, feeling so grateful, so alive, so happy. Take that in, breathe it in your heart, and just stack all these moments on top of each other now. Feel the gratitude for that first memory. See it all over again. Feel that second memory. See it all over again. That coincidence. See it all over again. Take it all in, feeling so incredibly grateful, so happy, so alive. And now try to triple the amount of gratitude and love that you have in your heart right now and start to send it out in every direction. Touch the people you love the most and feel your body like sending that energy out, feeling so grateful, so alive, so appreciative, and just say thank you. Two of the most powerful words you can ever use in your life are thank you, because seeing your current good is the fastest way to increase more good. So take that appreciation into your heart, and from this beautiful state, from your heart, not your head, from your heart, go back to that stressful situation that you totally forgot about. Go back to that stressor and ask your heart to complete the following sentence. From your heart, not your head, from your heart. Go back to that stressor. Just repeat these words in your own mind. In this stressful situation, all I need to remember is blank. In this stressful situation, all I need to say is blank. In this stressful situation, all I need to do is blank. Ask your heart for the answer, because it already knows, doesn't it? It already knows how to solve that problem. you can open your eyes. But how many of you found direction to a challenging time in the last 3-4 minutes using gratitude? How many of you found a solution? How many of you found what you need to do next? That next step in your life that was so stressful, so overwhelming, you don't know where to go, because gratitude is a business tool. It helps you solve problems. And you have one shot at this life, guys. And we can't keep going through these patterns of going on for 3 days and then down for 2 weeks. We can't do it. And gratitude is one of the many strategies to do that. You have one shot. And most people go through life trying to stay safe, never really going for it. You are not that person, because your life could change at any moment in time. The clock on your life is ticking. Any moment it could run out. You do not control the length of your life, but you do control its depth and its meaning. You were not put here to experience mediocrity. You were not put here to experience mediocrity. You were meant to feel fully alive every moment of every day. And I can actually teach you how to do that. Because remember, you're exactly where you need to be. Where you are right now is not wrong. You were on this call for a reason. And when you can be grateful for where you are and love your life as is, appreciate your life as is, amazing things start to happen very, very quickly. Can you imagine how the world would change if this way of thinking was part of your life? How would everything change? So it'd be like so quickly, you wouldn't even recognize yourself. What if this could be coached into you? And this is something you actually knew how to do. So it wasn't something where it was like this team call that you heard from some guy one time that was just obnoxiously happy for 2 days, you're excited, and then you go back and you're back in old patterns again. What if you could actually make this who you are? If that's something that you feel that could truly benefit your life, if it's okay with you guys, it'd be a privilege just to share for a quick 2 minutes about an opportunity that April and I have put together to allow you to learn how to do that. If you have ever been pushing so hard for a goal and it feels like it's getting further away, or even if you are successful and you don't know why you still feel unfulfilled, there's a reason. And you've heard the cliches, change your thinking, change your life. But have you ever learned how to do that? That's what this program does. It teaches you how to be happy. It is not a business program. It is a happiness program. It teaches you how to truly believe that life is happening for you. It teaches you how to let go of limiting beliefs. It teaches you why all these trainings you're doing don't work. It teaches you why it seems so much easier for other people, but not for you. It teaches you how to break through all of that. I've created a course that will break you through it. There are 400 Beachbody coaches in this program. It is so powerful. And I guarantee you the people on this call that are in there will not talk down about it in any way, shape, or form. In fact, if you are in the program right now, share what this program has done for you just from following it for the short amount of time you've been in there. Guys, the reason you feel stuck is because you have inner conflict. That's it. Negative self-talk, lack of worth. You hear the cliches all the time. Change your thinking, change your life. Appreciation Academy teaches you how. And because your leader is amazing, we have arranged a massive discount on this program. And by the way, I know that April shared an image that shared like a different tier discount. What I'd like to go ahead and do is I'd like to go ahead and honor the same discount that we gave Jamie's team at 60% off right away. Just for all of you guys, just so you can all gain the benefit of this program. It's not about the money for me. It's about the impact here and how it can change your world. And that is based on payment plan and full pay options. So by the way, if things are tight, guys, you can still do this, right? If things are tight, whether it's through me or through another personal growth expert, like that's why you need to invest in your growth. And no pressure here, but that's why. Right. So on top of that, there's also a 60-day money back guarantee in this program as well. So there's no risk for you whatsoever. Jen Richardson, you guys know who that is? 15-star Diamond Coach, Million Club member, 4-time Elite Coach, says, and I quote, "This is the missing link that every Beachbody coach needs to finally see success in their business." Micah Folsom, 2-time 15-star Diamond Coach, you know who that is? Rock star. She says, and I quote, "If you're doing all the things and you don't know why you're stuck, you need Appreciation Academy." And I can go on and on. I don't share this to impress you. I share this to impress upon you the power of this. It will rip away the layers of pain, preventing you from being the person that you're meant to be. Again, it is not a business training. It gets to the core of everything stopping you. And I will not disappear on you guys. I am fully invested in that group every single day. Remember, business and success do not create happiness. Happiness creates success. This is how I went from stuck to where I am now in my life, and the results of all the 400 coaches speak for themselves. So if you felt something real, if you've been living in a memory that says you're not enough, it's time to get through that BS and create the life that you're actually meant to live. I broke that pattern, and I will teach you how to do the same thing. So if you'd like to do this, all you got to do is, I'm going to create a discount code right now for it, but all you got to do is type in Be Beautiful, just this word right there, Be Beautiful. If you head to bradbizjack.com /team call. Again, that's bradbizjack.com/team call. And there's a little opt-in page, and it kind of helps me track where people came from, just so I have a record of it. On the next page, there's a sales page for the program. You can read through it, learn about it. If you go to the checkout, there's an automatic discount code on there. All you have to do is exit out of that and type in this word, and it will give you a 60% off discount on this program. So head to bradbizjack.com/team call. And I'd just like to say thank you guys so much for the opportunity. And it's a privilege to serve you guys. So April, I will turn it back over to you, my friend. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Brad, it was amazing. And it's so funny because Brad was talking to me earlier today, and he's like, well, since they heard this call, like, is it going to be an issue if we talk about the same thing? And I said, well, we do have a lot of new coaches. And I was on this call, and it was so funny because you can hear the same message at a different time in your life and be like, this is what I needed. And I mean, Liz, I know a couple of you were on that call, but I'm sitting here literally in tears because the stressor that I have today is not what the one that I thought of 6 months ago when we did this call. So I needed to do that again. And it was really cool too. One of my biggest takeaways was when you did the exercise, which is my favorite part of this whole call, was that when you did the exercise, the thing that came to my mind right away again was the birth of Adley, and that was the thing that popped in my mind the first time. And this time the stressor is, and I'm sorry, my husband is out of town and he usually does bedtime, so she's still over here. But the stressor this time was wanting to be pregnant. So it was really cool that was the thing that's stressing. And then that was the gratitude part was I have a baby that that so many other people struggle with infertility without a kid. So this was just like such a full circle personal moment for me. And thank you so much for everything. And guys, I can't tell you enough. The fact that I was a little nervous because we got it with such a big discount because we went in with a bunch of teams, and I know we're not a huge team. So the fact that he is honoring that 60%, guys, is huge. And so if you can invest in 30, I don't want to say, but I'm pretty sure it's like 30 a month. Does anybody? 38.80. Yeah. So if you honestly can like go to Ulta and get one less thing a month, go to Starbucks a little less and do this, like honestly, it's gonna be seriously such a life-changing thing. So if you can invest and put into your business, you will see it come back out. And so if anybody else that's done it has any takeaways or anything they want to say, but I can't say enough. Personal development is part of our business. So you're going to have access to it right there. So we love you, Brad. We're just a bunch of emotional hot messes over here. So this was perfect timing. Does anybody have anything specific to ask Brad or say or anything?
I do want to say thank you, first of all, Brad. But also I wanted to kind of give a little spiel, having, signed up for Appreciation Academy and like delved into, I think I'm like maybe halfway. No, a little over halfway, but, I was really worried when I bought the program that I would be putting money towards something and not really seeing the value back. But guys, you will. Like, whether it's personal growth, business growth, you're going to see a return on your investment. My mom says amazing things about this program, and she's never seen a single video from it, but just because of the change she's seen in me. And she like is not a huge like Beachbody business supporter, but she like sees the emotional and personal changes that it's made in me. So just wanted to throw that out there. And if you have any questions and like are hesitant or just want some clarity, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to talk.
I love that. Brad, Chelsea has a question. She said, do you recommend any specific personal development for mindset for men besides your podcast? She said her boyfriend's looking for something and feels like it's a lot of it lately is geared for women or business.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm assuming that like you probably read like Girl Wash Your Face or Girl Stop Apologizing. Amazing books, by the way. Absolutely love them and highly recommend them for guys too. But honestly, like, first of all, like if you decide an appreciation academy, that'd be cool for you guys to go through it together as a team. I think that'd be amazing. But also like check out some of Tony Robbins stuff. Check out like Brendon Burchard stuff. Check out, High Performance Habits, or check out Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins, or that type of stuff. There's so many, I mean, like there's so many options of what you can do. Grant Cardone's amazing too. There's so many, amazing authors out there, and every single one of them really has the same message. It's just a matter of how you receive it, right? What you hear. Yeah, Dave House is going to have one out too. But yeah, if Appreciation Academy is something that you are highly considering, I highly recommend you guys go through it together. You guys don't need to buy two of them. You guys can just do it as a team. So hope that helps.
Okay, perfect. And I'll post this along with the recording in our team page, but I'll post the code and everything tonight. So if anybody is on here tonight and wants to get started, you can do that. But I am going to hop off and end this. And thank you, Brad, so much for your time. Thank you guys for your time. I hope everybody else got so much out of this. And happy payday. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.